Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith, this is Mr. Black with the Strat Time Report, and we're starting off a new week, a little rough. So remember last week, here's your SPY, and Triangle needed to grow, and it did, to the downside, that big 3-2 Friday haymaker down into here. And once again, if we go to the weekly, we've known we've been in trouble since this, here, that slight higher high. Two reversal on the week, then we had the big outside week, and now coming back down to see if we can test this kind of stuff. We got the end of the month coming here, and so the question is, we're going to be able to hold on to the inside month. We're getting closer to not doing that, so we'll see. Right now, we're trying to firm up a little bit on that 60, but that slight gap down and just kind of sitting here down into here. A little bit lackluster on the trading side. If we go to QQQ, and Q's also getting closer to not being an inside month. And once again, we've been talking about this over and over and over again, is whenever you see an outside bar and you get back into that, that's a problem because that's a broadening formation. So we're looking to see if we can take these guys out. The question is whether we do it this month or next month. Right now you can see slightly green on the day, just kind of sitting there slightly negative. Like I said, lackluster trading pretty much so far, but getting closer to not being an inside month. And that's what we want to see, because if we see end of the month, a lot of these inside months close out, then we can get that 2-1-2, or in this case 3-1-2 to the downside, and more pain and suffering, because once again there's that daily broadening formation. And the good thing is we've known about this, because we had that 2 down, then that 2-2 reversal, 2 down, 2 up, and that was a real powerful day. And then all the trouble started once you stopped everybody out by going into the highs. Boom, and down she went. So right now, just kind of stuck into here. If we go to the Dow Jones Diamonds, we know have been stronger of late, but then got caught up in everything too. The 3-2 down, everybody on Friday, big problems. Once again, you had that slight higher high on the weekly, took out that high. But if you can't hold that, then boom, down it goes, outside week, and now just slightly gapping lower. Not strong enough to take these guys out was the other issue. So what it did do, it was take out the highs of last month, but it didn't get outside of this month, right? So it just slightly took that up. Now coming down, potential Rev Strat month. Inside month, 2 up, and then boom. So we'll see. Like I said, like a lot of lackluster stuff just kind of sitting down into here, but we'll see if that firms up coming into the afternoon, because it's not a total wipeout as far as stocks are concerned. But if we go to the small cappers, and the small cappers taking out last month's lows, all right, that's a problem. And you can see everybody on Friday, outside bar on Thursday, and then boom, 3-2 to the downside, all right? So whenever you see that, in everything, it's a real high probability we're going out on the lows on Friday, right? And pretty much did. So it's pretty fragmented to the upside, at least right now. If you go down to little guy, RDBX, had a nice little spiker here, RDBX, inside day. And then it just stalls out. And this is what I talk about exhaustion risk. It doesn't mean it's going to reverse. It's just once you take these guys out, there's nothing to be short against, right? So you got your inside day, boom, then this buyer's got to step up. Because here you have that inside month to the upside, 2-1-2. And we're running out of month, but anytime that thing's over 361 is something I'd want to know about. And it's a nice little push there, but we'll see. Like I said, you got to go down shenanigans style for strength today. If you go to AutoNation, AutoNation having a nice day here, and coming back up through all this stuff, right? So the question is, stay strong or not. If we go down to, say, a 30, see this, the inside 30. Now just driving higher, a little grindy, but potentially outside month, which would be nice there, AutoNation. If we go to Palo Alto, and Palo Alto, red on the month, and still an inside day, but getting closer to it. And anytime you see something that's bright green on the day, especially the way these futures open, gets my attention. So we'll see if we can get that going here. That would be above 597.18. So you got some room on that to get up there to not be an inside day. So be aware of that. Keep an eye on these futures here. We go to Zscaler. And Zscaler still handling inside month, but an outside day. Took out the lows, took out the highs. So the question is that going to step up again? If we go to the 60, here you'll see inside on the 60. So I want to know about this above that in the next hour over 215.79, and you're almost there. And then we can look for additional signals. All right, keeping an eye on these futures once again here. SIMO, SIMO. And SIMO here on the month has a nice gap up today. Now stuck here on the 60. You can see this 2 up, then 2 down. So if we can take this out in the next hour or go inside and then take it out in the next hour over 85, gets my attention because here's your reversal on the monthly. 2 down, 2 up, and off she goes. We'll see. If we go to swivel, and swivel still stuck in this mother bar, and the mother bar is anything before an inside bar. So this thing, all right? So it had a nice push, but then backed off. Still would be an inside week, and you can see this chopping up in here. And so when I talk about a mother bar, this day, you're going to see how all of this stuff is stuck into these 2 bars, these 2 here, right? And so oftentimes that's when you're going to get price discovery to start over again. So you're going to see the lower low and the higher high. They're stuck in here. So it's an internal broadening formation inside of this. So it does move around a lot. So you can watch those 60s and shorter term signals for some scalps. If you go to HCP, and all right, market's starting to firm up here just a tad. HCP had a rough one, like most things on Friday. Was a 2 or a 3-2 to the downside. Now trying to maybe be an outside bar to the upside to start off the new week. And that's, it's important when things occur. So right now, it's on Monday, that means that 3 of the 4 major time frames start over again. Your weekly, daily, and 60 start over again. So you might have a red month, but to start off a new week, you can be green on all these major time frames. If we go to Sky H, Sky H, a little shenaniganer, but starting off the week, 2 down, 2 up, reversal here. Now, these 2 became an outside bar. The question, you can be strong enough to come after all this stuff. It's been a lot higher in the past, and this thing moves around, so I'd keep an eye on it. You got an inside 60 here, so we'll see. If we go to GitLab, and GitLab, still an inside month, but starting off the new week here, 3, and you can see that was a 3-2, but didn't fall apart, right? And this is a broadening formation in and of itself because it's an outside day, right? So now you got your 3-2-2, and unless we have a reversal against us, looking to go out and take this thing out to the upside here over 57.47. Nice little move if we can get that GitLab getting. If you go to CELH, still an inside day here, CELH, and we're kind of stuck in here, as you can see. Once again, here's your mother bar, this thing. Inside month, poked down, so it would be Rev Strat if you could take that out. Otherwise, you can have 3 months inside of here. New high low starting to roll along here a little bit, so the market is recovering. But 3 months, so when this month closes out, either this low or that high so far are going to be important to try and get out of that thing in the new month. If you go to PD, and PD, you can see also inside month, 3-1, really stuck in here. But for the day, 2 down, 2 up to start the week, and that's a reversal. So you can keep an eye on that. Still an inside week, but we'll see if there's more to it. At least a nice, strong opening for the week. If you go to FTNT, and here, potential outside day. Pokes down on the lows and coming all the way back through. And the important part about that is, remember, the 3-2 that happened on Friday. Then you can get back into this thing and going all the way back to the highs. So keep an eye on that. You can watch that with the crowd strikes and there's all that kind of cyber stuff. Crowd already an outside day. But on the downside, not again. Yes. Netflix. Ugh. Still making new lows, folks, and that's going to happen when you have, something so widely held in trouble. This kind of thing like here. I'm going to buy it for a bounce play. You know how many people are dying to get out of this thing, right? A lot, and that's why you're going to see this continue drive to the lows. Heavy eddy. If we also have a problem today with energy, crude gaps down. Right, not the end of the world, but it does, and that drags down your Nurgu. Coming down after a rough 3-2 Friday, and it's going to be XLE. XLE having a tough time. OIH. All right, and you just go down the food chain there. EOG here, PXD issues, Exxon here. So a bunch of that stuff coming back to a previous range, which could be more of a problem going forward. We'll see. Crude has stabilized, though. It's not totally tanking anymore, but you can see how heavy it is. Then also, whenever we have a down day, we want to look to see if they're going into defensive names. They're not. XLU is down, right? And so they're not jumping into these utilities, which could be a problem, but we'll see. Like I said, a lot of things aren't totally getting crushed, just kind of gap and sit, but there's not real strength to talk about here. And here's your XLP. They're not running into that either, so that could be potentially a problem. Because what we want to see is rotation, right? That they don't want to totally jump ship on the whole market, and we're not really seeing that today. So that's potentially another problem coming into the afternoon. Also, they're jumping out of the ag names. Here's your Mosaic, and 3-2 down on the week now, having a problem taking that month back. Red. You've got BG also coming down here, taking that weekly low out, setting up potentially the monthly shooter. Remember, when you get to the end of the month, you want to start looking at how these things lining up for the new month. CF also coming down, all right, and closer to a 2-2 reversal on the month to end the month. And let's go to the ETF. Mo having all sorts of problems here outside 3-2. 2 again down, having some problems. So we got a new 60 here starting to firm up just a little bit. Then we got the shrub stock, DWAC. DWAC having some problems here. And here's your inside day to the downside. 2-1-2 continuation after last week's 2-1-2 week to the downside. So starting off the week having a rough one over there. If we go to John Deere, also with them ags having some issues. And oh boy, what a rev strat that was on the daily. And inside day, 2 up, boom, rev strat 1-2-2, and then just keeps puking. Outside week to the downside, 3-2, rad on the month coming back through. John Deere having some problems. If we go to Thermo, TMO, and TMO here setting up the rev strat month. Inside month pokes up, but coming all the way back through after the 2-1-2 reversal day. 2 up, inside, back down. That's a 2-1-2 reversal, and down it goes. So Thermo TMO on our radar. You're also inside on the 60. And you watch that with a bunch of XLV names here. It's in the XLV. So how's that going to set up for the next month, right? So a lot of these things are still hanging around the lows of the month. That's potentially a problem coming into May, but we'll get to that when we get there. If you go to Charter, Charter getting smoked here and coming down here. Some exhaustion risk by going into recent lows, but man, nice inside month to the downside and still good and still going. If you go to LHX, taking out last month's lows. That's a 2-2 reversal on the month. 2 up, 2 down here. Below 240.08. You're there. And nice inside day. We call this the measured move. 2-1-2. And we're going to try and look for the equal bar of this. 2-1. Boom. This is the initial selling. Right? This is where they can sit on the offer and try and sell some more. But if they don't get it, they come in this week and whack it again. They sure did. So we'll see if there's any more pain and suffering over there. If we go to Danaher, DHR, after last week, 2 up, 2 down day on Thursday. The 2-2 reversal on Friday. 2 up on Thursday, 2 down. And then the continuation, Danaher stuck in a mother bar, just kind of sitting here like a lot of things. So we'll see coming into the afternoon. Like I said, there's not a lot of real strength, and they're not rotating in the defensive names as they often do, which can be potentially a problem. So right now, it's kind of, like I said, lackluster, gap and sit. So we'll see. Tried to go 2 down, 2 up on the 60. Doesn't go anywhere, right? That's a problem. So be aware of there's no real leadership to take us up. However, they still have to step down if they want to keep hitting them harder. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith Black with Strat Time Report.